Hi, my name is Nicole Jones. I'm the marketing manager here at CopyPress, and I'm at Pubcon Vegas 2013, joined by Arnie Kuenn. Hi.
Hi, Nicole. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for thanks for agreeing to participate in my interview.
Absolutely.
So you're here today. Is this your first time at Pubcon?
No, I have been to many. I don't know how many. I would say maybe 5 or 6 in Vegas, and then New Orleans, and a couple of other locations. So maybe 7 or 8 altogether.
Okay, so this is not your first show.
Not my first show, right?
Are you speaking this year?
Yeah, I moderated a panel earlier this week on local search, and in about an hour, I'm going to be speaking on link building.
So you were just doing a book signing too for your book Accelerate.
Yes.
Would you
Thanks
mind?
for the plug.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about what this book is about?
Yeah, the subtitle is The Convergence of Search, Social, and Content Marketing. So it's basically a how-to book, and it covers 8 steps on really how to start from the beginning with ideation of content ideas, or actually putting together a strategy, researching content ideas, all the way through creating the content, promoting it, optimizing it, and measuring the results. So it's a step-by-step approach to all of that.
Does that include email marketing?
Yeah, there's a few pages in there that specifically talk about email marketing, but it's not a huge emphasis of the book.
So anyone just starting out and wanting to learn and get their feet wet, they should pick up your book?
I think they should. I think it probably goes even beyond a starter level. I did try to write it for those companies that do not have $1 million content marketing budgets, so that people that wanted to do it all on their own. But I have definitely heard feedback from large organizations that they use the book. They've got it all, the corners all bent and stickies all throughout it, and they use it as a guide for their content marketing.
Yeah, I'm excited to look through it. I'm going to read it on the plane and mark it up with my own stickies.
I'll quiz you on it next week. So.
Okay, I look forward to it. So you spoke on local search, and today you're speaking on link building. Can you give our viewers some advice on either of those topics?
Yeah, I probably could do better advice on link building. That's kind of my roots 10 years ago. I did a lot of that. I think the advice today is when it comes to building links, you've got to really, really focus on quality and certainly not quantity. Panda and Penguin and a lot of the Google updates over the last 2 years have really changed the game on how you go about getting links. Just forget about anchor text, forget about all those things we used to do, and just go look for really good authoritative places that can actually send traffic to your site. And I think if you focus on that, you'll probably wind up with a pretty good result from your link building campaign.
I'm glad to hear that you're trying to get the message across and getting people to stop just doing the quantity.
More spam. Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that there's another person out there that's really like, stop trying to scheme, stop trying to trick the algo, create content for the audience, right?
Exactly, yeah. Oh yeah, create really, really good content. That's the starting point. But then as you go out to get those links, just do a really high quality job of it. Yep.
What would you recommend for someone getting started, looking for, besides reading your book, finding the best places to do it and not do it in a spammy manner?
Links, you mean? Or
yes,
yeah.
links.
Well, when it comes specifically to link building, one of the things that we've been doing a lot for clients is helping them get their own brand name mentioned. So where they're mentioned somewhere on some nice website, but the link is not there. So our company's Vertical Measure. So if we would find an example of vertical measures being talked about, maybe in the press or wherever it would be, we would reach out to that webmaster and say, we're thrilled that you mentioned us and that you like our brand, but would you mind changing that to a link to our website so that your visitors can find us? And that's probably one of the easiest things to go find, and easiest things to, if you can get through to the webmaster, to ask them to make that kind of a change, and then you've got a really nice link back to your site that's natural and not anchor text and so on.
Right. So does that usually work? Are webmasters usually like, okay, sure, I'll get up right on that?
Not usually. No. It's a sales game basically. Webmasters are busy, SEOs are busy, so they've got their own priorities on their end. So it really is. It's a hit or miss. I think if you could find somebody and actually make a connection with them, then your odds go up, and maybe half the time they'll actually agree to do it. The hard part is just even getting their attention.
Yeah, not going to get every webmaster to check every email in their inbox,
exactly. Right? Right.
So do you think there's still just as much value? Do you think being mentioned and not having that hyperlink, do you think if someone saw, vertical measures mentioned, and they're going to go to a new browser and Google it?
Possibly, but it's sure, you and I both use the web all the time. It's a lot easier to just click on a link. So
yeah, make it as easy as possible.
Make it as easy as possible. Yeah, I mean, if it's just so compelling that they're going to then open up Google and search for vertical measures or type our website into their browser, that would be awesome. But generally, we're all pretty lazy, and if we put any barrier there, they don't do it. So if we can get them to turn those into links, it just helps the conversion rate, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, whatever, least amount of steps, right?
Right, exactly. Yep.
Do you have any advice for creating content? So you do the ideation for the strategy and stuff like that. Can you give us a preview of that first step?
Sure. Well, we actually have an 8-step process that we work through with our clients, or as many of those steps as that they hire us for. Generally starts with a strategy and then researching content ideas, creating content all the way through promoting it. Probably the part I have the most fun with, and the most fun when I'm out speaking at different conferences, is talking about coming up with content ideas, because that's where a lot of our clients will get stuck. They either use the excuse they're in a boring industry, or we've written so much already, or whatever. And so some of my favorite things to just talk to them about doing is talking to their own staff about the questions that they get asked all the time. So get your salespeople together. Could be your receptionist, people in accounting, the person delivering your products if you deliver products, whoever it is that interacts with your clients or prospects, and just ask them, what do they get asked all the time? And if you can just start listing those questions and then start creating individual pieces of content that answers those questions, that's usually a great start from a content marketing perspective. And I think you'll start to get the idea of how it works, because if people are generally asking you in person, they're probably online seeking out that same information. So if you can provide it while they're searching for it, you end up winning.
Yeah, that's smart. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So simple.
It
can't
seems
be
simple, right? Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Right.
So what's your favorite piece of content?
Well, I get asked that periodically, and there's a lot of really good stuff, and I know infographics are really the hot thing right now. But I tend to really like free guides or product guides or white papers, and especially if the client will put them between a little a gatekeeper where we can collect a name and an email address. So if you want this great, awesome guide on what to do in Las Vegas, we're here in Las Vegas, then give us your name, give us your email address, we'll give you the free guide, but now we have you and we can market to you. And I know CopyPress, and I know Dave loves those as well. And a couple of reasons: they attract links, they provide really good value, of course, to the reader, and they live forever. And we've got free guides that we've created 6-7 years ago for clients that are still generating leads. So the evergreen component is really important too. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, right.
Well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed speaking with you, and thank you so much for giving me your time and for signing my book.
Absolutely. Thanks
so you guys should check out Accelerate, and you'll be quizzing me, so
yeah,
I
right.
better get studying.
Getting hold of you next week. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thanks.